Hi, my name is Chan Ryu, and I'm a software engineer at Vessel AI. Today we'll be looking at the various features within Vessel. First, we'll see how we can view and manage dozens of experiments with ease. We'll compare the results of these experiments using tracking dashboards, and see how we can tune hyperparameters using the sweeps feature. Next, we'll look at Vessel's model registry, where you can register and version your models. Finally, we'll learn how to configure our projects for easier use. If you haven't already done so, check out our previous video where we walk through how to get started with Vessel. If we go into our project, we can see that many experiments have accumulated over time. Some run by us and some run by our collaborators. There's a lot of information in this table. First, I want to see the best results my collaborator Floyd produced. Let's add a filter to do so. We also want to view the completed ones only, so let's do that as well. Among these, I want to see the best results in terms of validation loss, so let's sort by this column. By the way, these metrics were logged using the Vessel SDK. Check out our docs to learn more about that. To access these experiments later, I'll make sure to star them. There are a lot of columns here, perhaps more than we need. I'm going to hide the ones we don't need, like Optimizer, Distributed, and Vessel Managed. I'm also going to pin the most relevant ones to the left. Here I'm interested in the model type and validation loss. That's much better. Let's look at our experiment results in more detail. In the Tracking tab, we can view and customize dashboards of our metrics. Looking at the charts, we can see that overall, the training went pretty well, with validation loss steadily decreasing over time. However, there are a few experiments where the training didn't go as desired, and the validation loss actually increased. Let's hide these outliers by clicking the icon over here. Next, let's compare the performance of two different model types, LSTM and GRU. The results are actually pretty similar. The best experiment of each type yielded nearly equal metrics. If you've ever wanted to search for the optimal hyperparameters, well, there's an easy way to do that on Vessel. The sweep functionality allows you to run the same experiment with different hyperparameters and find which values produce the best results. In this example, we ran a sweep using the following hyperparameters: 4 different model types, as well as various results for word embedding dimension, number of hidden layers, learning rate, and dropout. The objective metric was minimizing validation loss. We ran a total of 30 experiments, with at most 4 experiments running in parallel. Looking at the results, we can find out which configuration yielded the best and worst results. By default, the rightmost column in the sweep chart corresponds to the objective metric. The chart shows that a GRU model with a word embedding dimension of 200, 200 hidden layers, a learning rate of 10, and dropout of 0.2 was the best among the 30 experiments. Let's look at Vessel's model registry. A model registry is where you can manage the lifecycle of individual models and add improved versions. You can think of it as the Docker registry equivalent for models. Here we have a few model repositories, each corresponding to a specific machine learning task, as well as possibly some unique configurations that were used to train it. Let's take a look at the LM Wikitext2 repository, which stores model trained for the language model task using the Wikitext2 dataset. Models can be created from the results of an experiment. Here I've created a model from the best sweep result we saw earlier. However, if you have a model that you've trained locally, you can also upload that and use that as a model. Models registered here are ready to be deployed and made available for use. Finally, let's go back to one of our projects and see how we can add a few settings to improve our workflow. Running experiments on Vessel requires multiple components like training code and data. While we can add code as files and data from datasets on every experiment we run, we can also configure our project to have these mounted automatically. If we go into our project settings, you'll see a section called Project Repositories and Project Datasets. Project repositories allow you to add GitHub repositories as the default code for your experiments. Integrate your GitHub account to do so. You can add datasets to your projects in the same way. Choose among your existing datasets and it'll automatically be mounted when you create an experiment. Today, we've looked at the various features within Vessel. For more information, consider visiting our documentation page. It's in the description box below. Thanks for watching, and take care.